I'm at 5439 Whetsel Avenue in Cincinnati, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're inspecting the line to make sure there's no issues, no structural issues, root intrusion, things of that nature. There have been some repairs done, and so we're just going to make sure that everything was done well. There were some repairs done by the city of Cincinnati, or by the Metropolitan Sewer District. So we just want to make sure that everything is up to par. The access is going to be this clean out here in the yard. You can see there is the back of the house. It comes out to here and then goes out there to the right around where that bumper pole is, or where that the one closest to the blue house or gray house. So first we're going to go upstream. We're back in towards the house. We're going to take a look at the line, make sure that it is open and flowing. This is a shared or a combined line with storm and sanitary, so there should be a little bit of water coming through. Should be clay all the way until we get to the house, and then once we get into the house, it should be most likely it'll be cast iron. May end up having to rinse the camera off a little bit here, just because of the worst part is having all the spider webs, because they get all over the camera lens and then they smudge it up. So far the line's looking really good. Little minor belly there, nothing to worry about. Good thing is there's no trees back here either. So the most common thing we see in clay lines is root intrusion. It's usually due to the fact that the clay has really short lines. It's like this is a turn where they kind of looks like it's open, but I'll have to see that on the way back. It looked like it had like a weird little S bend in the line. I think it was where it was going around a tank, where it used to be attached to an old tank. So you may end up having to go into the house and go out. Yeah. We are at 75 feet. I'm going to pause the video and see if we can locate, see exactly where we are and how far we'll have to go from the inside. So I'm going to pause, get a locate. Alright, we're up around, there's a little post, this kind of dog legs around an old, there was an old like cesspool or septic tank, and it's where this kind of dog legs around it. There's an old post, and so what we'll have to do is go from the inside. You can see how it kind of S bends around. Kind of does a weird little S bend, and so that's where we had trouble getting through. There's nothing coming in right there, so it was sealed, and so this all looked good up to that point. I'm going to just my camera, because I'm so far from the clean out, won't make that bend all the way through it. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to pull all the way back. I'm going to come out of the clean out, and then we're going to go downstream and check the downstream side, and then we'll make a move inside and do that, like say 40 or 50 feet from the inside out to that dog leg. But all this looks really good. are back into the clean out. I'm going to turn, go downstream, and check out the repairs done there. I may have to pull the camera out for a second and clean the lens off. Go. Okay, now so there's something coming in here to the left. Something tied in, not really sure, maybe an old area drain or something, but we'll mark that on the way back and see if we can find what that actually is. So it looks like we have a knock-in tap from above. You can see on the top of the pipe there looks like some form of like a knockout tap in. They just knocked a hole in the clay. So we'll have to see if we can get past that, and then we'll come back to that and mark that also. I'm not sure if that's actually fallen in or if that's evidence of that too. And see here, and here's another line coming in. So this may be a shared line from multiple. Maybe some of these houses are coming out the back and tying in to this line, and this could be a shared line. There's definitely some weird connections here, and there's no other reason as to why they would be here other than these houses on Whetsel coming off into this rear line. And so we're going to push all the way back, and we'll stop and get these locates on the way back so we can better configure the line, because here's another one coming in the top. So this is either a clean out or another tap. I believe that would be a clean out based off of the positioning. But we're going to mark all these when we pull back. It's like we're turning and dropping down to go towards the main. That's usually what that means. Now the repair should be coming up here, because that's what that's what the sewer district has done recently, was come out and repair the last little bit where it drops into the main, and here is their repair. Let's see the green PVC, the SDR35 is what they use. And here we are looking into the main. So, made it all the way to the main. It looks like it's fully functional, but we're going to have to pull back and mark those individual taps and have to take a better look at it, because I believe this could be a shared line with a couple of these other houses over here on Whetsel. And so we'll mark them as we go back and try to find out where they're originating from, unless they're just dead taps. But it's kind of aggravating, because I'm trying to make sure that the line itself is clear enough to see. It's just a little smudged. Try to rinse the camera off here a little bit. There we go. down. That's why you see that lip. The way that they turn the line down. Should be coming up on a connection from above here in a second. Okay, there we go. So we're going to pause the video here and get a locate underneath that hole, see if we can find any access points or what that is. That does look like a clean out. So pause, get a locate. Okay, we're going to leave the locator on. I'm going to pull back to the next connection. This it is marked. We'll poke around and see if we can find anything here shortly. But the line overall is looking pretty good for a 100-year-old clay line. This is the part where we can see we have another connection coming in here, and it looks like we might have some flow. It's kind of hard to see if it's actually, if anything's coming in from that side. So it's coming from behind. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video again and locate this left side tap. So we don't know if these are abandoned taps in a shared line or what, but I'm going to pause the video and get one more locate.
What do you want to do?
All right. Well, we're gonna finish pulling back. We've got all these marked. The one has been uncovered. It is a clean out. These taps are marked. We don't know if they're still alive or what. But if they are still alive, that would mean that they are. That would mean that it's not the sole responsibility of 5439 Whetsel once you hit those taps. But we have no way of verifying right now whether or not those taps are live or if they've been abandoned. And where they may have been coming from. But based off the angles and where they're coming from, they look like they could be coming from Whetsel Avenue and a couple of the other buildings, a couple of the other houses neighboring this one. And so I'm going to pause the video. We are going to make a move inside and see if we can finish up the inspection to do the last like 40 feet from the inside of the house. Alright, so now we're going to be able to finish up this thing. We're going in from the floor clean out in the house and the basement floor. So you can see there's the main stack. This comes right over and ties into it, and it comes down this stack and goes in through this clean out and out. So this all looks good, but we're going to have to mark on the inside here. It looks like it was bellied all the way out from the base of this stack all the way in. And then this looks to be like this is where we were. You can see this is a replaced angle. And see, this is where we saw the other angle from before, where the hub is open, but making that turn. That's what they had done to make the turns. And so we have already made it past where the inspection had ended before upstream from the outside clean out. That was that dog leg here, there, and here. And so it's a weird little S-bend. It does look like all the water is escaping, but when we get back up here, we're going to have to look at this belly. And right around in here is where it starts. So I'm going to pause the video here and get a locate. Okay, this is marked out there with a flag. This is the end of the belly, and then it pretty much starts in here at this clean out in the floor. Not sure really how to remedy it other than digging it up. It's kind of a shame because most of this isn't horrible, but when you get back around here, you lose all visual and have no idea what condition this is all in because it's all dropped. So there's a sump pump that goes out and it's bubbling up just downhill from this. Could be softening the thing, but you can see that this is completely full. Yeah, maybe 3/4 of the way full, halfway full at least to the top of that pipe. So, pretty much to sum up, there's a couple spots on the outside where we found possibly a couple clean outs. After thinking a little bit about it and looking at the lay of the land, we think that there was an old garage there and that those may have been floor drain connections coming in from the side, possibly other things, maybe downspouts, area drains, those kind of things. A couple knockout connections down there on the outside that are marked. All these things were marked with green flags with depths and notes on them. And then we have this stuff on the inside here where basically from the base of this PVC stack from the kitchen all the way out about 5 feet outside of the house, which is also marked with the green flag that is all sunk and unable to be inspected due to the fact that it is underwater and the line is sunk. So that's going to end the inspection at 5439 Whetsel Avenue in Cincinnati, Ohio.